Let's dive right into what happens when a late-night drive goes horrifyingly wrong. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're breaking down a really chilling piece of modern folklore, the legend of Black Hollow Cemetery. We're going to look at the anatomy of this curse through the eyes of our narrator, Daniel Harper. And what makes Daniel's first-hand account so uniquely terrifying is how it uses cinematic visuals. It literally reads like a movie. Every single scene is framed to build an inescapable sense of dread, and we're going to explore exactly how those mental images hook you. We start with a classic cold open from Daniel. I never believed in ghost stories. But notice how he immediately strips away that disbelief by setting up a brilliantly claustrophobic scene. He finds himself completely isolated at exactly 1:13 in the morning. Just picture the visual composition here. You've got pouring rain absolutely hammering the windshield, a dead GPS screen offering zero light, and outside, nothing but endless, identical trees and empty roads. No houses, no streetlights. The isolation is total. It traps you right there in the car with him before the real horror even kicks off. Act 1, the Midnight Detour. So Daniel's driving blind through these endless trees, and it leads him straight to a site that absolutely shouldn't be there. Rusted iron gates and hundreds of crooked gravestones. Looming in the dark is this violently stark, ancient wooden sign with a massive uppercase warning: Black Hollow Cemetery, don't stay after midnight. Now, if this were a horror film, this is the wide establishing shot screaming at the protagonist to turn around. And Daniel knows he should keep driving, but the story strips away his agency in a flash. His car just dies the second he passes the gate. No mechanical sputtering, just an immediate, stomach-dropping silence. That contrast between the roaring rain outside and the dead silence inside the car is such a brilliant sensory trick. Stepping out into the freezing rain with just a flashlight to cut through the dark, Daniel notices a really bizarre detail. Every single grave looks freshly touched. The dirt has been recently moved. And as the narrow beam of his flashlight sweeps across the stones, he realizes every single one has tomorrow's date scratched into it. At first, he actually laughs it off. His brain just refuses to process the impossible visual right in front of him. That is, until the flashlight hits his own name. Daniel Harper, born 1999, died tomorrow. Right beside it is a fresh pile of dirt, just waiting. The visual storytelling here hits so hard because he's literally staring at his own freshly dug grave. Act 2, the Changing Stones. This is where we shift from atmospheric dread into active, predatory horror. It starts with audio cues, slow, wet, crunching footsteps in the mud circling him. But when he spins around, the flashlight beam reveals absolutely nobody. So he runs back to his dead car, locks the doors, and frantically dials 911. But instead of an operator, he gets pure static, followed by heavy breathing. Then a disembodied voice echoes right through his phone speaker. You shouldn't have looked. And the call drops. He is totally cut off, and the sanctuary of his car is officially breached. Daniel slams his hands on the steering wheel, and the narrative delivers a masterful, cinematic jump scare. The dead headlights of his car suddenly flicker on all by themselves for a smash-cut half-second. And in that blinding flash of light, the terrifying reality of his situation is exposed. Dozens of tall, completely still people are standing between the graves, and they are all watching him. Then the lights instantly die, plunging him back into pitch black. It's an incredible use of lighting to burn a horrific image into your mind before snapping you back into the terror of the dark. The visual horror just keeps escalating right outside his window. An old woman with gray skin and wet hair hanging over her face appears, giving this knowing, horrible smile. She slowly points a single finger deeper into the cemetery. Daniel's eyes follow, landing on a gravestone that was completely blank just moments ago. Now it says, Emily Harper, his sister, died tomorrow. He jumps out, screaming, but as he runs up to the stone, we get this surreal, deeply disturbing visual. The letters on the stone actually begin to physically move, squirming like worms under the rock. The name Emily Harper disappears, and a stranger's name, Mia Torres, etches itself into the stone. And at that exact second, a real woman's scream echoes in the distance, only to be instantly cut off. Which brings us to Act 3, the cemetery's hunger. As Daniel watches hundreds of graves suddenly start shifting their names and scratching new dates into the stone, we get a massive paradigm shift in the lore. These shifting graves aren't predicting deaths, they're actively causing them. The entire cemetery is updating itself like some macabre living ledger. Running blindly through the rain, Daniel realizes every path magically loops him right back to the center of the graveyard. The dead are closing in, and now we get these gruesome practical effects style visuals of their faces. Broken jaws, missing eyes, mouths stuffed with mud. But the most chilling detail? They're all staring at him with pity. They know exactly what's about to happen to him. So what are we actually dealing with here? Well, let's define it. Black Hollow is a phantom graveyard that materializes only after midnight, designed to claim a life before the sun comes up.
Right in the middle of this nightmare, Daniel spots a little boy standing near a tree. Visually, the kid looks way too normal compared to the muddy, broken corpses everywhere else. He's holding a small lantern, casting this warm but eerie glow in the dark, and he delivers a completely chilling line. "You can leave if someone takes your place." And then he points to an empty grave with a shovel resting beside it.
Okay, let's break down the cemetery's twisted operational logic. Step 1, the cemetery needs a fresh body every single night. Step 2, if no one dies out in the real world to fill a plot, the cemetery takes matters into its own hands and chooses a replacement itself. Step 3, tonight it chose Daniel. As Daniel backs away from that empty grave in sheer horror, the little boy smiles. And in a terrifying display of body horror, the boy's jaw slowly splits open far beyond human limits. And he tells Daniel, "Then it chooses you." And boom, the lantern goes out. Plunged back into total darkness, the climax of our timeline kicks into high gear. He arrived at 1:13 a.m., he found the name, the lights died, and now the chase begins. Daniel hears the sound of not one, but hundreds of wet feet smashing through the mud at impossible speeds, rushing toward him in the pitch black. He's sprinting blindly, branches tearing at him, desperately pushing past the perimeter of the graveyard. And just as all hope seems completely lost, we get this incredible visual stroke of salvation, the sweeping headlights of a truck on a highway at sunrise. Miraculously, he's saved. You'd think that's the end, right? Well, the aftermath is honestly just as terrifying as the night itself. Later that morning, police search the area, but the landscape has completely reset. No gravestones, no rusted gates, just a huge, empty expanse of land. They figure he was hallucinating. But then the real world confirms the curse. 3 people disappeared that very week, including a woman named Mia Torres. Remember? That's the exact name Daniel saw squirming like worms on the stone. And the ultimate cliffhanger happens the next night. Daniel's sister calls him in tears. She was driving through a storm, past an old cemetery, and saw Daniel's name written on a gravestone. Again, the curse isn't over.
Act 4, a warning for you.
This is where the narrative brilliantly shifts gears and breaks the fourth wall entirely. It pulls you, the viewer, directly into the frame. That isolation Daniel felt in his car, it's now being transferred directly to you. According to local internet lore, if you ever find yourself facing the rusted gates of this phantom cemetery, there's a specific, twisted set of rules to survive the night. First, check the time. It only appears after midnight. Second, you have to survive the chase until the sun comes up. But the third rule is the most insidious. To truly escape the cemetery's hunger, you absolutely have to make sure someone else's name appears on the stone before your own name disappears. Which raises the ultimate haunting question about Daniel Harper. How did he actually survive the impossible timeline of Black Hollow? Sure, he escaped the physical chase, but as his sister's phone call proved, his name was still on the ledger. The cemetery was still coming for him. So, how is he here, writing this account? How is he sharing this narrative with us right now? Well, the answer lies in the very text we're analyzing. Daniel writes, "That might explain why I'm still alive, or why someone reading this won't be tomorrow." He didn't just escape the cemetery, he used the third rule. He is passing the curse on to someone else by sharing his story. He's broadcasting it out into the world to make sure a new name appears to take his place. By reading his account, by watching this explainer break down his experience, you've just engaged with the cemetery's mechanism. And now that you've watched this explainer, you're no longer just an observer. You're part of Black Hollow Cemetery's grim, updating ledger. The cinematic visuals we've explored today, the rusted gates, the shifting stones, the darkness, they are planted in your mind. So, we're gonna leave you with one final, deeply unsettling thought as you check the clock tonight. If Daniel passed the curse onto the audience to save himself, whose name is next?